Ladies and gentlemen, Vice Provost and Dean of Graduate Studies, Charles Rozek.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the diploma ceremony for the School of Graduate Studies of Case Western Reserve University. Joining me today to congratulate the graduates are Deputy Provost and Vice President for Academic Programs, Lynn Singer, Vice Provost, thank you. Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education, Donald Feek. Dean Cyrus Taylor of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Norman Tien of the Case School of Engineering. And Marilyn Mobley, Vice President for Inclusion, Diversity, and Equal Opportunity. All right. Before we begin the conferring of degrees, I would like to welcome everyone, especially our graduates, who are here today to be honored for their completion of master's and doctoral degrees at Case Western Reserve. I would also like to welcome the families and friends who are here to join in this celebration, as you have provided the support, encouragement, and mentoring of our graduates. This is truly one of the most joyful days in the life of a student and the beginning of a new and exciting journey. And I would venture to say this is particularly important for a graduate student. Graduate school brings unique pressures on students, many of whom are juggling jobs and families and the demands of their academic program. It is not for the faint of heart or the weak of will. Today, we celebrate the realization of dreams as we honor our graduates for their hard work and the sacrifices they and their families have made to reach this point in their careers. As you watch our graduates cross the stage, you will see individuals from many countries. And as you listen to their names called, you will also realize that they come from many ethnic backgrounds. Some of our graduates may be the first in their families to obtain a university degree, while others may come from highly educated families. Regardless of our backgrounds, we all share the stage today. I was once told by a student that at Case, you just don't receive an education, you pursue an education. I take that to heart. College is a time for discovery of oneself and discoveries that stand to benefit our greater society. For all of our graduates, we know that your education at Case Western Reserve is only a beginning. As President John F. Kennedy once said, "Let us think of education as a means of developing our greatest abilities, because in each of us there is a private hope and dream which, fulfilled, can be translated into benefit for everyone in the greater strength of the world." Our mission as a university goes beyond preparing you for your professional life. We hope that we have helped you to prepare to be better citizens of whatever nation in which you reside, that you have learned to show compassion and caring for those around you. As you continue to pursue your dreams and ambitions, remember that as you make personal and professional choices over time, you will balance your drive for achievement with an equal commitment to love and to play, to family, friends, and community. Now let's begin our ceremony. Dr. Philip Taylor, Perkins Professor of Physics and reader for today's ceremony, will now take the podium to announce the 2009-2010 Dieckhoff Award recipients. Dr. Taylor.
Thank you. I'm particularly pleased to introduce the John S. Dieckhoff Award, which recognizes excellence in graduate teaching and mentoring. John Dieckhoff, Professor of English and Graduate Dean, was known for excellence in many things. He was a renowned Milton scholar, as well as a legendary fisherman. However, the trait remembered most by his colleagues and friends was his absolute dedication to the role of teacher and mentor. It is this role we celebrate today. The winners of this year's award have been, as always, selected by the graduate students themselves, in a process which reverses the usual teacher-student relationship. In this case, the students nominate and carry out a careful, rigorous screening and interview process, one which the winners can be proud to have survived. This year's awards will be presented by Dean Rozek. The winners of the John S. Dieckhoff Award for Excellence in Teaching are Daniel Goldmark, Associate Professor of Music, and Mendel E. Singer, Associate Professor of Epidemiology and Biostatistics. The winners of the John S. Dieckhoff Award for Excellence in Mentoring are Barbara A. Lewis, Professor of Communication Sciences, and Susan W. Hintzey, Associate Professor of Sociology. Congratulations to these outstanding teachers. We will now begin the presentation of diplomas. Please remain in your seats for the entire ceremony unless you plan to walk with your graduate across the stage. If you will be accompanying a graduate student, exit to the back of the aisle when it is close to the time for his or her name to be called. You will be directed by the ushers to queue up along the far side of the right wall. If your student is receiving a Master of Arts degree, and that's what we do first, and their name is at the beginning of the alphabet, please begin to queue up at this time. If your family member's name is Aardvark, then you should have been already there a long while ago. All graduates of academic programs leading to the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in the fields of Engineering, Master of Engineering and Management, and Doctor of Philosophy will be recognized in alphabetical order by the degree group regardless of whether they completed in August 09, January 10, or May 10. Therefore, the presentations will not follow the exact list of graduates as printed in the commencement program. This makes me feel a little bit more important because you need to listen to me to know what order people are going to be in. We will now present diplomas to May graduates and certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Arts. Darren Lynn Allen. Anne Marie Arnold. Kimali Harshad Bhatt. Alice Jane Boyd. Martin Lee Boyle. Julie Ann Burgess. Erin Yvette Burke. Bernadette Ann Mame Clemens. Bethany Aliki Corriveau. Ashley Jane Cox. Yes. Yardina Deon. Margaret D. Davis. Alison Catherine Dijak. Leah J. Dennis. Dania Beatriz Ditelia Gonzalez. Diana Diaconu. Rachel Marie DiFrancisco. Catherine Grace Fodor. Cassandra Ray Frudenrich. Maria Cristina Gonzalez. Alison Marie Green. Daniel Douglas Green. Damon Matthew Harvey. Elizabeth K. Hilo. Emily Hornack. Now, Miss Hornack is the recipient of the Lenora A. Kohler Graduate Student Community Service Award. Bailey Spencer Hotuyak. Thomas William Allen Hull. Jennifer Marie Jameson. Christopher Jonathan Capps. Lindsay Ann Kadramas. Britta Christine Cumley. Sarah Michelle Letsky. Abrigul Akbashoevna Lutvalieva. Amanda Seibel McCarthy. Adrielle Marie Maya. Raki Navin Patel. Daniel William Phillips. Derek Robert Rasicki. Karen Lynn Rafalki. Lourdes A. Ramirez. Alison Claire Retter. James Dennis Rodems. Corey Sampliner. Joseph A. Saravo, Jr. Samantha Jacqueline Schartman. Sarah Dawn Sims. Kristen Melissa Skibo. Sabrina Natalia Smith-Walker. Oana Christina Stinger. Rebecca Ann Santier. Kristin Elizabeth Thompson. Crystal Josephine Tassone. Miriam F. Weiss. Elena Jean Wolf. Celine Kokulbekovic Zaurbekov. Andrew Francis Fezco. Nicole Alexandria Bailey. We will now present diplomas to May graduates and certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Fine Arts. Michael Flood. Okay, that was quick. We will now present diplomas to May graduates and certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Public Health. Manik Narayan Agraval. Martha Page Boatwright. Lauren K. Darler. Jessica Eduvihis Gararaga. Melinda Davenport Martin. Crystal Josephine Tasson. We will now present diplomas to May graduates and certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Science. Zainab Alawi Al-Khabaz. Gunjan Andle. Gillian Ray Beach. Anamika Bunia Roy. Erin E. Bodner. Jordan Sari Bow. Sarah Ann Bragg. Catherine Suzanne Caputo. Brian Yushane Chen. Paul Marion Chizarik. Grissom Clark Connery. Stephanie Peng Gant. Lauren Diane Georgeson. Coraline Oleski Heilman. Amanda Kanoknata. Mary Therese Colosi. Rajan Kombu Subramanian. Anna Theodora Lukic. Kalpita Deepak Mehta. Jeffrey Peter Maish. Wiloni Mendonça. Kanchana Narayanan. Zachary Peter Neerman. Penny Nyson Roofs. Sam Ogwang. He's the tall one. Colleen Teresa O'Malia. Smita Kupa Radhakrishnan. And here's a familiar face, somebody I gave an A to just a short while ago, Thomas S. Reed. It wasn't his only A. Had a whole bunch of them. Neil Lewis Sandberg. Marina Marie Cincerni. Sheetal Verma. Hong Zhao. We will now present diplomas to May graduates and all that other good stuff like certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Science in fields of engineering. Brian Joseph Benini. Alexander Steele Boxerbaum. Justin Keith Brosey. Joseph Robert Dickman. Ryan Thomas Frantz. Chad Robert Fusco. Nicholas Kieran LaFrentz. Kenneth Christopher Moses. Rocco John Parrow III. Matthew Joseph Rife. Mary Langmack Schnapp. Jessica Lynn Schreiber. Daniel Thomas Schellberg. Jeanette Akimi Siu. David Thomas Stalter. John William Stanton. Warut Surapolchai. Zhu Wang. Norman Tien, Dean of the Case School of Engineering, will now present diplomas to May graduates and, of course, certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Engineering. William John Tarker, Jr. Daniel John Walsh. There are lots of flavors of Master of Engineering. We move to another one now. We will now present diplomas to May graduates and certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Master of Engineering and Management. Sharia Ishtiaq Alum. Kalina Maren Anderson. Andrew Harrison Aronoff. Kyle Matthew Brower. Samuel Costanzo. Brandon J. Dusbach. Babajida O. Falai. Megan Elizabeth Gallagher. Reese Caldwell Harter. Akbar Ali Khawaja. Nicholas Charles Lenarduzzi. Chen Yu Liao. Chun Man Ma. Nathan Jacob MacArthur. Stephen M. McCarthy. Devesh Swarup Manawat. Jennifer Denise Miller. Balaji Fayesayo Orimoloye. Christopher J. Pilch. Darshan Palipali. Aditi Milan Shah. Rahul Sharma. Rushab Ashok Seth. Christopher James Shoemaker. Ashmita Singh. Michael J. Spence. Krishna Kumar Srivastava. Warut Surapalchai. John F. Vokes III. Julie Ann Walker. Daniel Halley Wino. Eric S. Yeh. Now something a little bit more elaborate. We will now hood and present diplomas to May graduates and certificates to August and January recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Malcolm Kenny, the Hinman Hurlbut Professor of Chemistry, will hood the doctorate recipients. If you have never been hooded, this is a real experience. But faculty advisors who wish to hood their student should come up to the stage with their student. Dr. Douglas Michael Ackerman, Jr. Dr. Arun Suresh Chandra Agrawal. There's some discussion about whether the hood goes under the chin or between the teeth, but it seems to have been resolved at this point. Dr. Saad A. Al-Kazemi. Dr. Marisa Allen. Dr. Tsai Yi Ao. Dr. Vinay Joseph Augustine. There's a red H on the carpet here that looks like a helicopter landing pad, but it's in fact where the people stand to be hooded. Dr. Farouk Azizi. Dr. Catherine Noel Bailey. Well done. Dr. Brandon Allen Bartling. Dr. Kelly Ann Constant Bhatnagar. Dr. Elizabeth Ann Bly. Dr. Bly is the recipient of the Jane and Cecil Lyman History Prize. Dr. Mark Thomas Breckenridge. Dr. Kurt Jeffrey Buckner. Dr. Kelly Ann Burke. Dr. Kevin Christopher Cardiff. Dr. Natapan Chaimananath. Dr. Rajat Shubhra Chakraborty. Dr. Moon Jeong Choi. Dr. John D. Clark. Dr. Jessica Iris Cohen. And now a familiar face, popular to so many people from her activities in USITE, Dr. Sarah McCluskey DeSwart. Dr. Jamal John Derakshan. Dr. Brian William Dorian. Dr. Dorian is the recipient of the Doctoral Excellence Award in Physiology and Biophysics. Dr. Jean Marie Duax. Dr. Iris Jamal Dunkel. We all feel that way sometimes. Dr. Lauren R. Dyke. Dr. Danjun Fang. Okay, spot the doctor in this crowd. Dr. Carrie Ellen Feldman. Dr. Christine Paulette Fleming. Dr. Mark Mackenzie Fridline. Dr. Matthew Daniel Gorilla. Dr. Jennifer A. Green. Dr. Lei Gu. Dr. Lu Shren Go. Dr. Xiong Yu Guo. Dr. Mohit Gupta. Dr. Jeffrey Mark Halpern. Dr. Cynthia Marie Harley. Dr. Carolyn Wilma Harmon. Dr. Alicia Lynn Hawthorne. Dr. Chun Mei He. Dr. Antoinette Denise Hillian. Dr. Kevin Paul Horn. Dr. Charlie Huang. Dr. Huang is the recipient of the Doctoral Excellence Award in Nutrition. Dr. David Herbert Johnson. Dr. Matthew Logan Johnson. Now another name I get a special pleasure from, not only because Catherine Jones Smith is an easy name to pronounce, but also because hello, but also because Kate has done a very interesting deep thesis on non-Hermitian Hamiltonians, but prior to that, she attained international recognition through her analysis of the works of Jackson Pollock, which makes her somebody we're very proud of. Dr. Catherine Jones Smith. Dr. Anand Chandrakant Joshi. Dr. Laurie Irene Kidd. Dr. Philip David Kaiser. Dr. Kaiser is the recipient of the Doctoral Excellence Award in Pharmacology. Dr. Daniel Lewis Kiss. Dr. Jack R. Kless. Dr. Pamela Tiffany Knight. Dr. Laura Jean Coplin. Dr. Seongju Lee. Dr. Scott Francis Lempke. Dr. Wei Li. Dr. Shin Lee. Dr. Ya-Li Lee. Dr. Ming Lu. Dr. Debashmita Mandal. Dr. Jeremy Allen Marvel. Dr. Polly Marie Mazanik. Dr. Susan Rose Mazanik. Dr. Jason Paul Matsokoli. Dr. Matthew Dean Mendenhall. Dr. Veale Marie Miller. Dr. Marjorie Eliska Montanez-Wiskovich. Dr. Anthony J. Morris. Dr. Ezekiel Mupere. Dr. Aravindan Natarajan. Dr. Ndia Ogba. Dr. Elizabeth Ann Olson. Dr. Prasad Oruganti. Dr. Ruchi O. Dr. Youngmi Park. Dr. Park is the recipient of the Lester O. Crampitz Research Award. Dr. John Leonard Payton. Dr. Nicole J. Peake. Dr. Lance Taylor Peterson. Dr. Michael Thomas Ponting. Dr. Erin Grace Reed. Dr. Andrew Paul Reamer. Dr. Brandon Noel Respres. Dr. Jennifer Sue Riggs. Dr. Riggs is the recipient of the Marie Haug Award of the University Centre on Aging and Health. Dr. Johnny Rose. Dr. Rose is the recipient of the Doctoral Excellence Award in Epidemiology and Biostatistics. Dr. Debashish Roy. I can't resist these personal interjections from time to time. The person I knew as Brandy Schillace was my co-instructor in a SAGES class, a very gifted young woman, now has her doctorate, but I will pronounce her name as she likes it to be pronounced. Dr. Brandy Lane Schillace. Dr. Chalet K. Seidel. Dr. Robin Ann Schurer. Dr. Megan Elizabeth Smith. Dr. Benjamin Oxnard Sperry. Dr. Sperry is the recipient of the Frank R. Borchert Jr. History Prize. Dr. Grant Joseph Steyer. Dr. Maria Strom. Dr. Jason Todd Stewart. Dr. Jonah James Stulberg. Dr. Sarah Jean Swerdlow. Dr. Loretta Barbara Schotka-Flynn. And we're more proud than we are shy. Dr. Ling Tang. Dr. Curtis Saihei To. Dr. James Benjamin Updegraff III. Dr. Fang Jing Wang. Dr. Jürgen Wu. Jumping the gun, right. And jumping the gun is Dr. Kui Xu. Dr. Sarah Janet Yari. Dr. E. Chepchumba Kowich Yego. Dr. Ludmila Zeltova. Dr. Jia Zhong. Dr. Hai Ying Zhou. And Dr. Shlomit Zuckerman. When we reach the Zuckermans, we sometimes think that might be the end. But in fact, we still have one more degree to recognize here, and that is an MS degree given to Catherine Elizabeth McLean. This concludes the presentation of diplomas. So please join me in a round of applause for the graduates and their families who have contributed so much to their education. We ask that you wait until the academic procession has exited before leaving your seat. Thank you very much for joining us today. And now, Dean Rozek has some remarks in closing.
Before we leave, I'd like to offer some well-deserved thank yous. First, thanks to all of you for joining us today. I also want to express my gratitude to the faculty, who are the heart and soul of this university, for their part in your education and for their participation in this wonderful event. Thanks to all the graduates for their hard work and for the enrichment they have brought to the intellectual and social life of the university community. Thanks to all of those close to the graduates for the support they have provided. And a heartfelt thanks to the Graduate Studies staff for the months of effort that they have put into this event and the time they spend each day trying to make the graduate experience at Case a success. Finally, congratulations to each and every one of our graduates. You now join over 100,000 alumni as part of the Alumni Association. We encourage you to continue to stay engaged with the fellow alumni in whatever region you declare home. Visit Alumni House when you return to campus and stay connected to your alma mater. Thank you for being part of Case Western Reserve. This concludes our ceremony.